The small village of Kawaba is at the meeting point of 5 rivers in Gunma, Japan. The Kawaba Snow Weizen is one of the 2 beers by the company. But is this unfiltered wheat beer worth checking out? Find out now on 2 Dudes Reviews.
What up, guys? Yeah, we're back with another episode of 2 Dudes in a 6-Pack, and we got the good old Japanese beer, Kawaba Snow Weizen. Never had this before. I've had a different one from them. I believe it's a morning, it's like a morning ale or something like that. It tastes just like tea, if like a beer tea. It's actually pretty awesome. But guys, check that out. I got another review of that back in the backlog. But anyways, let's just get right into this. And while I crack this open, let's just do a little housekeeping. YouTube folk, we are now live streaming all of the reviews on Instagram as we do it, so you can catch a little back scene, see a lot of the mess of whatnot I got behind me that you can't see on the video. So if you want to just subscribe to the Instagram channel, that's just 2 Dudes in a 6-Pack. I got the link up, you know, in the picture thing on the channel, so it's pretty easy to check me out there. But so yeah, just do that. You can catch our podcast. It's just 2 Dudes in a 6-Pack. You can get that on iTunes and wherever you listen to your podcasts. And feel free to go to Amazon and check out my book, both screens, and all that good stuff. But anyways, we're gonna pour this up. And Kawaba is, I mean, I'll touch on it in some of the intro video that you guys have already seen at this point. But, I mean, it's kind of like tucked away next to all these, like, mountains, waterfalls, and everything in Japan. So they use their own water source. And I enjoyed the last beer. But, all right, let's check out what the smell is on Kawaba Snow Weizen. It's got more of like a Pilsner aroma, honestly. Little like lemon riney. Maybe a slight like almond kind of light nuttiness to it. But it doesn't have, it really smells more like a Pilsner and almost like a lager than it does your general like Hefeweizen, you know, the wheat beers. I'm getting more of that Pilsnery, almost corn grain kind of thing over the wheat. Honestly, it doesn't smell all that great. I was expecting a little more from this one, but you know, what are you gonna do? You can't win them all. But for aroma, I mean, it's not terrible, but I'll just give it a half for this. It's not up there with a lot of the other Hefeweizens and wheat beers, and it does say on the bottom, a refreshing, smooth with a citrus finish. I'm getting the lemon zest kind of thing, but I don't know. I'm gonna give it a half. But anyways, all right, let's get into the smell, the taste. And honestly, again, it's sticking more to a Pilsner kind of thing. You do have a bit of that lemony to it. It's a little more pronounced than I originally thought. It's a little more, you know, actual lemon than just lemon rind. So that is nice. But I feel like that's in there more to kind of cover up the rest of the flavor than to necessarily enhance it. I'm getting definitely more of the graininess to it. I'm sure there is some wheat in there, but I feel like you got more maybe rice going on in it than you really kind of want for a wheat beer. You kind of want wheat to be your main, you know, like grain. You don't want rice and corn in there. And I feel like this has got that in it, and it's using the lemon more to kind of try to trick you into thinking that you don't have any of that. So I don't know if, you know, that's kind of like they're doing that in order to kind of just save some cash. But it's Yeah, it's just kind of it's like a hodgepodge of some grains, and then that lemon finish, but it just tastes more like a Pilsner. It doesn't quite have that like wet, doughy bread taste that a lot of Pilsners have, but it's not the wheat beer that you want. It's, I don't know, for how much I liked the tea morning ale or whatever. Maybe it was called Sunrise Ale. I think they called it Sunrise Ale, not morning ale. Yeah, but for how much I like that, this one is just kind of falling flat again. I don't know what's going on lately. But so yeah, I'm not going to recommend it on taste. This is a little disappointing. But alright, next category is value for price. And honestly, you're paying a decent amount for this. I mean, it's a Japanese import. And unless you're buying like a Sapporo or those kind of beers, you're paying a lot more for these Japanese imports. And this is no exception. Jeez, I just Porky Pig the hell out of that. This is no exception. This has got I'm probably paid at least $5 for this. It's probably close to $7, and it's just what you're gonna do for it. It's not a widely produced beer, and so it just costs more. But I do like the slick label on it. It's I dig that. But yeah, value for price. No, I'm not gonna recommend it for that. It's just overpriced for what you're getting, all that stuff. But all right, next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And it's kind of, it's not doing that great in terms of a wheat beer. It doesn't have, wheat beer is a really refreshing summer beer. Like Hoegaarden was one of the very first wheat beers I had. Scratch that. I mean, after Blue Moon. I think for most of us that kind of grew up in whatever years before, like the explosion of the micro scene, Blue Moon was kind of just the general introduction to beers other than Budweiser that most of us went through, and then you kind of just started to tinker off and do what you could find. And Hoegaarden was one of those wheat beers that you just had it, just like it was amazing. Of course, that was before Budweiser brought it out, and I think they kind of increased the mass production for it. And I'm pretty sure the quality's gone down, but I will still get a Hoegaarden on tap when I find it. And so that was always kind of the bar of the wheat beers. There's the Weihenstephaner out of Germany. That's got a fan-freaking-tastic wheat beer. That might be my all-time favorite. The unfiltered version is awesome. That's like, yeah, probably top 10 of my favorite beers of all time. This one, yeah, definitely does not come close. So, sadly, distinction, I'm not going to recommend it on distinction. All right, next category is drinkability, and that really isn't a problem. No, it's easy to drink. Even though it's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it's easy to drink and it's fine, so I will recommend it for drinkability. Alright, last category is would I buy it again? And honestly, it's an expensive beer. It's probably 4 times the price of what you're going to pay for another wheat beer, and the other wheat beer is going to be substantially better. And it's kind of a bummer. So I'm not paying more money for crappier or just less desirable beer. So yeah, I will not be buying this again. So I'm not doing my for that. But alright, that is my review of Kawaba Snow Weizen. If you've had it before, let me know in the comments. For YouTube guys, for you guys checking out on Instagram, let me know as well. What do you think of it? All that jazz. But Instagram folk, if you want to catch me on YouTube, just go to 2 Dudes in a Six Pack on YouTube. I'm the one that doesn't have all the dudes with the ripped abs showing all of the images. So you can find me there, and then YouTube people, just check out the Instagram thing. We can kind of the live stream stuff and get that going. We can kind of comment back and forth while we're doing the videos. But yeah, anyways, that is my review of the beer. So for myself and for Kawaba Snow Weizen, take it easy.